Hey folks, welcome back to SupeRonpoNatural, the truly insane show where I recap and review every single episode of Supernatural. Before we hop into the episode, just a bit of housekeeping. First of all, exciting news, I just got my first Patreon subscriber who I didn't live with in university, so shout out to Conan's Easy Dad Carrie. Thank you, it really means a lot. Second of all, I have a correction from last video. You may remember that I was a little sassy about them bringing the holy water on the plane because it was post 9/11 and it really should have been banned. However, Joanna T pointed out that actually liquids weren't banned on flights until after 2005. I looked it up and yeah, it was 2006. So that plot hole is no more, and because of that, I'm going to up the rating from 6 to 6.5. I still didn't really like the episode, but it's a bit better now. And keep the corrections coming. It sucks to learn that I was wrong, but it's great to never make the mistake again. Anyway, enough of that, let's hop into episode 5, Bloody Mary. We open on some young girls playing Truth or Dare. One totally chickens out on a truth about Benji, who I assume is like totally cute, so instead she's dared to go say Bloody Mary into the mirror. We've all done it. Fortunately, none of us have done it in the Supernatural universe. The boss girl explains that if you say Bloody Mary's name 3 times in a bathroom mirror, she appears.
And scratches your eyes out.
Alright, you got me with that one. The dared girl doesn't buy it, so she goes into the bathroom, lights off. She says it once. She says it a second time. She says it a third time. And then... Damn it, I got caught again! Dad tells him to keep it down, walks down the hall, and notices a crooked painting, but doesn't notice the freaky grudge chick in all the mirrors. Uh-oh, nothing good ever happens when a medicine cabinet mirror is involved. Yep, called it, his face is all messed up. Older sister comes home.
Thanks, Dad.
Alright, no shade, but this is one of the worst line reads in the entire season. I get that she was going for corny, but it came out like a corny version of corny. Didn't work for me. There's a pool of blood coming from the bathroom. Big sis opens the door. More blood. Then she screams. I don't really get this scream reflex. I get it if you're startled and you're just like, what? But do people actually scream like that when they just see something terrifying and just do this long scream? God, I'm sheltered. Sam's having another nightmare about his dead girlfriend. On the one hand, it's getting a bit old, but on the other hand, if he wasn't still messed up, I'd be making sassy comments about how he got over it too quickly, so I guess it's fine. The boys are at the hospital in Toledo, Ohio, where the dad was clearly killed by Bloody Mary. Weird that she went for him and not the daughter who said it. They go to the morgue. Now they're the prettiest med students in America. Dean winces when he realizes he needs to try to say that name, and he... does not nail it. The guy either doesn't buy their story or he's just jealous of their incredible good looks, but eventually Andrew Jackson changes his mind. The morgue guy shows him that the dad's eyes had practically liquefied. No sign of struggle. Official cause of death is unclear, maybe a massive stroke or aneurysm. Had a bunch of blood in his skull. Sam doing some real, acting here. They asked for a police report. He asked for more money, but he knows how to work it. Sam's like, it could just be a freak medical thing, and Dean reminds him that it's never a freak medical thing. So they go to talk to his daughter. Finally, someone gives the correct reaction to seeing these two studs walk up. They say they worked with her dad and ask about his symptoms. Lucky for them, her little sister is there who blurts out that it happened because of Bloody Mary. Big sister has the objectively correct reaction to being told her dad was killed by a spooky myth chick, and Dean tries to make her feel better by pointing out that her dad isn't the one who said it, so it couldn't be Bloody Mary. But I'm not convinced, because it's the title of the episode. Also, we saw her. Not exactly Sherlock Holmes here. They check out the house. Sam's confused why Bloody Mary would work here but not everywhere else, because if the myth was real, people would be getting their eyeballs popped left, right, and center. Plus, again, the dad wasn't the one who said the name. But he died right in front of the mirror and his eyeballs liquefied, so it's pretty fishy. They get caught by a chick with classic early 2000s hair. I'm so glad that hairstyle died out. I did not care for it. She doesn't buy that they worked with the dad because he worked alone. They admit that they don't think it was a stroke and they want to try to solve the mystery. Dean's smoldering real hard right now. Damn, son. They give her their card. They talk about how there are a bunch of different versions of Bloody Mary. Some say she's a witch, others say a mutilated bride, but every version has some things in common. Her name's Mary, she died in front of a mirror. But that's okay, they can just check the town records on the computer. Oh, dang. The gal who confronted them, Charlie, calls her horny friend Jill, who starts teasing her for kind of believing the Bloody Mary thing. Oh, I miss low-rise jeans. They were huge when I was going through puberty, so they possess a special place in my heart. Wait, that's not my heart. Jill is in front of the mirror. She says it once, twice, 3 times. Not gonna get me this time.
Jill! You're such a freak.
Didn't get me. She starts getting changed. Yeah, she does. Oh boy, her reflection's evil. Now her eyes are bleeding. Horny Reflection says,
You killed that boy.
Then she dies. Want these episodes to come out more frequently? Subscribe to my Patreon at patreon.com/Ronpon. Yeah! Sam wakes from another nightmare with an O face. Dean hasn't found anything promising, no dead mirror Marys. Also no eyeball bleeding. He's starting to doubt Mary's even involved. But then they get a timely phone call about horny Jill, so they go to talk to Charlie, whose hair is much better now. She heard her friend say Bloody Mary before her eyes popped, so she's starting to believe it's real, which is pretty unsurprising. The boys ask for her help, so she helps them sneak into her friend's house. They bust out a night vision camera, make a Paris Hilton sex tape joke. Wow, that brings me back. Then they tear open the back of a mirror and use a blacklight to reveal that it says Gary Bryman on the back. There's definitely a Paris Hilton blacklight joke in there, but I'm not going to touch it. Gary Bryman was an 8-year-old boy killed in a hit and run 2 years before. The car that hit him matched the kind of car horny Jill used to drive. Now the reflection's words make more sense. They get back to Big Sister Donna's house, check the mirror there, and it says Linda Shoemaker. Donna says Linda's her mom who overdosed on sleeping pills accidentally, then she storms off. The boys think Dad killed Mom. The boys start theorizing about why Mary is going for the people she goes for. Both the people so far have had secrets where the people died. Mirror folklore says they reveal your lies and secrets and reflect your soul. That's why it's bad luck to break them. We got us a vigilante. They find another death with a handprint that matches the others. Her name is Mary Worthington, unsolved murder in Fort Wayne, Indiana. So they drive 2 hours to talk to a retired detective claiming to be reporters. Mary was 19, lived by herself, won a few beauty contests, wanted to be an actress, and someone broke into her apartment and murdered her. Detective Guy points out that Mary was trying to spell out the name of her killer, T-R-E. He thinks it was a surgeon named Trevor Sampson, who he thought Mary was having an affair with, and her last diary entry said she was going to tell his wife they were having an affair. She only referred to him as T, but her eyes were cut out so professionally it seemed like the surgeon had done it. He could never prove it, though. Also, he's dead now. They ask where Mary was buried. Turns out she was cremated, which is weird because then her ghost shouldn't be around. But wait, her mirror was returned to her family. Back to Big Sister Donna, who was at school with her friend with the poofy hair. And she says it into the mirror. Her friend is not amused. And now her friend is being stalked by the ghost. Oh boy! She checks her makeup mirror thing. Compact mirror? Is that a thing? And she sees Bloody Mary! She screams! She sees Mary in the glass. She screams. Then in her teacher's glasses. She screams. She runs away, understandably freaked out. The boys have a lead on the mirror. Mary's family sold it to Estate Antiques in Toledo. Apparently mirrors can capture a spirit, which is why people would sometimes cover the mirrors when someone died to prevent the spirit getting trapped. Side note, I really love this stuff. I'm super cynical in real life, but I do find it so interesting to explore this world where all this stuff is actually real. I come to miss it in later seasons. So they gotta find the mirror and smash it. Maybe. It's unclear. They get a call from Charlie, who shockingly managed to get home with her eyeballs intact. They get there and cover all reflective surfaces, except Sam's pretty eyes. They ask her what happened, because if Mary's after her, she must have a secret. She admits that she got in a fight with her boyfriend, who scared her a bit. She broke up with him, and he said he'd kill himself if she broke up with him, and she replied, "Go ahead," and left. Which, yeah, it's definitely cold, but threatening suicide like that is so manipulative. I think a bit of callousness is understandable. But not to Mary, I guess, which Sam says isn't uncommon, as spirits don't really see shades of gray. Charlie had a secret, someone died, so her eyes gotta go. Also, Sam thinks they can't just smash the mirror because Mary can hop from mirror to mirror. So they need to try to trap her in her mirror, then smash it and hope that works. And Sam thinks he can summon her because of the Jess stuff. Dean stops the car for heart-to-heart and tries to berate Sam out of feeling guilty. It obviously doesn't work. And I get the frustration, Dean's totally right, but could have used a bit more tact. Dean keeps trying to talk him out of it, arguing that it's not a secret because he knows about it. However, Sam reveals that he hasn't told Dean everything. But he can't tell him because then it would ruin the secret. Dean protests, but Sam overrules him because they're here to save pretty girls and chew bubblegum, and they're all out of gum. They break into the antique shop and start searching for the mirror. Sam thinks he's found it. Dean concurs. Sam looks into the mirror and does the thing. Thricely. I know it's real in this universe, but there's something funny about seeing a grown man nervously saying Bloody Mary into the mirror. They wait. The room fills with light. Dean checks out the light. Bloody Mary finds Sam. It's the cops. Turns out in a shocking twist, the antique shop full of expensive items has a security system. Whoa, hey, that's my last name. Well, one of them. Pro tip, if you hyphenate your kid's last name, it will fit on no forms ever. So think twice. Dean says he's the boss's kid. Unfortunately, it turns out the boss is named Mr. Yamashiro. Although, he could be adopted, so it's not as much of an issue as they seem to be letting on. Sam's smashing away at the mirrors, trying to beat Mary. Then his mirror self starts doing some faces. And okay, I'm not gonna hate too much on Padalecki's acting because he's better than I am, but let's just say it gets better throughout the series. It's a little more on the nose in the early seasons. Look, it's just not that good. It's fine. It's okay. I still love the show. He's just no Tony Hopkins. Oh hey, Dean actually tries the adopted line, but it doesn't work, which is kind of annoying, although I guess cops being a little too concerned about the race of the suspect isn't exactly a plot hole. Anyway, Dean knocks him out cold with a couple punches because this is TV. Meanwhile, Sam's overacting mirror image is berating him about Jess's death in a scene ripped straight out of a grade 8 play. I'm sorry, I'm being too harsh. This was just not a very well done scene. He gets better, I promise, and I wouldn't be any better. If you've seen my simulation stories videos, you'll know that I'm a little prone to overacting myself. What I'm saying is both Season 1 Sam and I could use some acting training. Mirror Sam reveals that Sam had been having visions of Jess dying for days before she actually died, and he ignored it. Dean smashes the mirror and helps Sam up, but then Bloody Mary escapes through the mirror, crawling through the glass. Sam and Dean start bleeding, things are looking real dire, but Dean has a brain blast and points a mirror at Mary. She sees herself, then her mirror image starts berating her for killing all those people, and she dissolves. Then Dean smashes the mirror. The boys are in the car with Charlie. Dean's looking good and he knows it. Charlie gets out. Sam stops her. He tells her she should try to forgive herself for her boyfriend's death. Sometimes bad things just happen. Get it? He's saying that to himself too. It's clever. Heart to heart to end the episode. Dean asks Sam's secret, but we get our first, "You're my brother and I'd die for you," which I find utterly corny every single time, but I'm a cynical ass butt. And Sam says he wants to keep the secret to himself. And this is the first of many, many secrets they keep to themselves, but that's a complaint for another video. Sam sees Jess on the corner as they drive away, but she disappears. Was she there? Was he seeing things? Who knows? But that'll put a real damper on the whole closure thing. Whoops. And that's the episode. It was alright. I really like the urban legend episode, so it gets bonus points for that. And the twist on why she killed who she killed was definitely in keeping with the established logic of the show, which is nice. Plus the idea to point the mirror at her to defeat her was clever, albeit a little confusing if you think about it too much. But the acting in this episode was worse than usual, and Sam's whole journey to forgive himself by seeing what Charlie's going through was a bit easy, a bit obvious. I'll give it a 7.75 out of 10, because it's not good enough to be an 8, but it's better than a 7.5. I know we don't normally go to the hundredths, but you're just gonna have to deal with it. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time. Stay safe, stay sane, and stay smiling.